going. Just let you talk.
Okay guys, we're back. Just give us 30 seconds and give us a heads up on the sound because we hope we might have fixed the issue.
I think what it was is the old video was running, you could hear that, I didn't think you'd be able to hear that if it was running. Alright. Streaming again, but it's how long it takes to come back on situation.
Yep. So,
Right, just talk about it anyway.
so guys, just give us a few seconds because we may have identified the issue, so hopefully we can get the show started.
The live has stopped.
Start again.
There we go. Let me see now.
Got nothing. There must be something.
Might just be a few seconds behind, say.
Oh, aye, aye. Hopefully that won't have caught up, right? That's
Oh.
better, right. Testing.
There,
1, 2,
that
3.
was. Are we
Even
back?
guys.
There we back.
Right.
When we do this on YouTube later, we'll cut out the first 15 minutes, right? We'll edit it.
No, we'll have. I've stopped it, started again.
Right, I can't find it live now.
Right, guys, we're back again
Right.
this time. Can we do us a favour? Can you give us a thumbs up to let us know that sounds better?
Better.
I'd left
Thank
a video
you, Mary.
of the last show we done.
So it wasn't me and
Running.
Gordon.
Aye,
how
yeah,
was that?
exactly.
I
Me and
didn't know
Gordon.
because I wanted to take a message off it and I'd left it running, so that one's my fault. Horns up. 2 horns. Fine on YouTube.
Fine
so
on
everything's good. So
YouTube.
what are you
Thank
doing?
you, James Peoples.
Right, we're off and running. Okay.
That's us off to a
Right.
blind
So
start.
we know who we're blaming for this. Tonight's
Right.
show is dedicated to a friend who's passed away 2 months ago, Jim Trotter.
Jim Trotter.
And we're blaming Jim as well.
Aye,
Coming
so-
back to haunt us here, I
Aye,
think. with that.
definitely.
It's a
The
kind of
ghost
sense
of
of
Gers
humour.
TV passed.
So Jim's with us tonight.
It's kind of sense of humour that Jim would have had. But we've missed Jim and we've done a wee toast to him earlier on. But hopefully that's everything fixed now. So quick introduction. My name's Si Leslie.
I'm Sandra Gemmell.
I'm Gordon Bond.
Brilliant.
Glad to be back.
And I'd like
Yes.
to see the fact that they put a film up to tell us it's better. They just started commenting and slagging it. Does that sound better, guys? Let us know so we know you can hear us.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right.
Good. Okay.
Right, keep sharing for us, guys, because we lost a wee
We
bit
lost
there.
about 100
Yeah.
people there because of that. Right? That just shows we're no perfect. Right, all we're going to do is an hour, and probably around 5 minutes now because of my balls up there. We're going to do an hour show tonight, and what we're going to do is talk about the players that have left Rangers, the players that have came in, the new guys, and we'll get a quick chat about the Rangers blog that
We're going into bigger couch.
the Rangers what do you call it, podcast that we're doing, the historical
Yes.
one with David Herd, which is fantastic. We want to promote that as much as we can. That one was me, aye, that was
That
me,
was
Donna.
definitely.
And remember, tell all your pals that we're back. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. We've had 4,000 people joining us, just under 5,000 actually, joined us in the last 3 months. And what I was saying was that during the marching season, a lot of people were moaning about us doing videos. You get a lot of grief for your picture as well.
Yes.
But do you know what? 4,000 people joined us. 183,000 people watched the bonfire, and just 99,000 watched the 12th of July in Belfast. So the numbers speak for themselves that people did want to see it.
Still
Yeah.
buffering every 20 seconds for me. Might be the connection. David Herd, I would come off and come back on again because it should be fine now. Hello, Ellen.
Right, so what players have we got? Which way?
Right, away. Bassey.
So-
I'm heartbroken to see Bassey go, to be honest.
I think that's the biggest news with Bassey gone.
He was a big machine.
Well,
If that's a good way to describe him, Sandra. He was a big machine,
He
yeah.
was a big machine.
so I said this. I
Aye.
met him. I seen him in the village at the gym and swimming, and he was a big guy. Don't get me wrong, but I when call him a machine. But
I'm sorry to see him go, Emma. That's
I
why I'm
think
sorry to see go.
I'm really sorry to see him go. But however, I think that the lad, he came for nothing. He was a poor background. His biggest thing in life is getting his mum a house and things like that. He came to Rangers. We took a chance on the boy. He was fantastic. I'd love to have never seen him leaving. However, the money that Rangers got and the trouble we're in a couple of years ago, you can't really say no to it. I don't think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully we buy good enough players to compensate for it. And just I wish the guy all the best because he never left with bad terms or anything like that. And his performances in the last month of the season I thought was outstanding.
It's out with their control, the buffering.
Buffering, what we call it, I don't know what we call it. But
We won't be able to do anything with buffering, I don't think.
I might, because I remember Davey saying if you open the door, it's
I've actually heard
Yeah.
Bill Gates does that. Well, might
quite
make so.
possibly.
Whenever there's got an issue, they phone up and it just goes,
Oh, we do it.
the
The,
door
big,
open.
the biggest miss for me, the biggest loss was definitely going to be Calvin Bassey.
Yes.
Gordon, what's your thoughts on it?
Great player. At the first, I wasn't too convinced of him, believe it or not. But then he came on. Obviously, last season was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
You seen him in the UEFA Cup final. Belting down the wing. A few minutes to go. You seen him in the Scottish Cup semi-final when we just bit about Leipzig, and he again crossed the ball 116 minutes for the goal against Celtic at Hampden. Such energy, and as you said, Sandra, big machine. But £20 million for a player that costs £500,000.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Plus add-ons as well.
It was a no-brainer actually.
The other thing as well with it is, see the first few months when people are saying they weren't convinced with him, he was playing in every position in the defensive areas. And he was covering, he was basically doing anything he could to keep himself in the team. And he was doing what the management had asked him to do, maybe sacrificing his own performances with it. But once he got settled into a certain position and stayed in that position in defence, I thought he was outstanding. And as somebody said, James Peebles,
is he playing tonight for Ajax?
I'm not sure if he's playing tonight, but he'll settle right into that Ajax team, and I think he'll progress even further in Europe to one of the top guns.
Some team is away,
Aye, it's heartbreaking, but you can't blame the boy because the kind of money that he's going to get.
Yeah, I know. It was a no-brainer for him.
If Rangers didn't take the money and he got an injury, say the Spurs game, he got an injury or West Ham, and we'd knocked that money back, people would be calling the board all sorts.
I know.
For that, so you have to be fair.
You can't win.
You can't win. You've got to take the money. Right, so that's Bassey.
Right, Aribo.
Skillful player. At times, he was. I think I would be right in saying he played more football than any other football player in the world last year.
Yes, absolutely.
That speaks for itself. That tells you the quality the guy had. At times his form dipped. Of course it dipped if you're playing that amount of games. But I never seen him once complaining about it. He'd never seen me go down. He did struggle in a few games, but when he's on top form, he was a great player. It
was when he came back from the Cup of Nations, he struggled for a few games, to be perfectly honest.
I think the travelling,
he was absolutely phenomenal for the first 4 or 5 months of the season. Played in the African Cup of Nations for Nigeria, came back, had a few bad games, then picked up again towards the end. Again, people say about the fee, but at the end of the day, he was out of contract next season, so it was either get 6 million plus add-ons or lose him for nothing. Again,
good. It's a great deal for Rangers, and a lot of these players we took chances on, but it speaks volumes for the scouting system and the job that Ross Wilson and others are doing.
Right. I go at the 56 like it's a sign law.
Balogun. Scotty.
Balogun.
Again, I think the Balogun, he's probably been the least missed out of the 3 of them, but I don't mean it in a bad way. He was quite a reliable big fella, never let us down. He just wasn't the best of defenders, but he wasn't the worst either. I just wish him all the best. I think that Rangers are looking for a different type of defender, and it's time for him to go. I think that one's the right move, I think.
Yeah.
Right, where are we going? Montondo.
New signings. Let's talk about the future.
Right.
Well, yes, the future.
Right. How are we pronouncing it?
Montondo.
Well, Si, you can go first.
Montondo, I'm saying right.
Montondo.
Rabbi Montondo. Right. I know he's picked up
that well-known Welsh name.
I know he's picked up a slight injury, but however, I have seen him in a few games in the friendlies, and I thought that the boy looks outstanding. He's got some pace on him. He's no scared. Playing against Tottenham in the first half, he looked as if he'd no fear in the world. The pace that he's got and the fact that he's not scared to shoot, I think he'll settle right into the Rangers team. Great move and great signing.
Right, the next one. Tillman.
I say Tillman.
We're doing well here.
Tillman. I've only seen a wee bit, 20 minutes, half an hour, but he played in the Tottenham Hotspur game. However, he came from Bayern Munich, massive club. They don't sign duds him, and they've gave us this player for a year. I think he's got a lot to offer Rangers this year.
Has he got a future fee clause? So if we like him and he likes us, we can.
I'm sure we've got the right to buy him. I'm sure we have. But I hope so anyway, because we don't want to be outstanding and then we can't keep him.
We've also brought in Ben Davies, which
I know,
a lot of people forget about as well.
Davies and
Ben Davies is a strange one, because last season, I think it was either last season or the end of the season before, when Andy Robertson got injured for Liverpool, and Jurgen Klopp went out straight away and bought Ben Davies for $5 million off Preston. So, I think it was out of contract, so that's why they paid the money for him. He cannot be a bad left back if Jurgen Klopp buys him for Liverpool, that were challenging for the league title and the Champions League.
And he spoke well about him as well. Teams like Liverpool and Bayern Munich, when a lot of times a player might not be at the level of them, but Rangers are a wee bit below that just now. We're getting into the Champions League, so to get a player like
Still
that,
get
it won't be it'll be a benefit to Rangers, and they can only get better. And he said not to say like, and he seems keen enough to come to Rangers. So good luck to the lad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
thanks, Si, for sharing the 11th July. Explain to my granddaughter what it was all about, as her birthday is the 12th of July.
Brilliant, and the fact I tried to stay sober doing it and speak slowly for all the Americans that were watching and all the. I used to getting my phone was going nuts with all the grief and that. Who else we got? What else we got?
Right, any news on Morelos staying or going?
I'll kind of launch into that if you like, because every transfer window for the last 4 seasons has been away, and it's been rumour after rumour. I can't think of any club that's not been linked with him, to be perfectly honest, but he always stays, so my gut feeling is he's going to stay.
I think he'll stay.
The interviews the day.
He's looking fit.
On the radio the day they were saying that Gio reckons he's going to sign a new contract, and Morelos seems to want it. I'll tell you a wee bit about it that I do know it, right? It's no great news in it like that, it's no exciting. However, I won't mention names, but one of my friends is a scout with Rangers, but I've known the guy for many years, I won't mention names. He said to me that the change in Morelos, one of the big changes is, see the last couple of years with the Gerrard regime, and before that, Morelos speaks in Spanish, and he was feeling left out because the only person that spoke Spanish was like Candias, and I can't remember who the other player was, but they both left, and he was feeling a bit left out, and a lot of times when people were making jokes, and a lot of banter in the dressing room, Morelos didn't know if it
was being fun or what
was happening. So, we're having Van Bronckhorst back as a manager and having Roy Mackay, both of them speak Spanish, and apparently they're telling him jokes and laughing with him and speaking to him in Spanish. And it might sound like a small thing, but it's like if you were Scottish and you were at a club and nobody spoke the language and then they did, you would feel settled in. Apparently that's settled him a lot, and he's really settled at Rangers again now, and as far as I know he does want to sign a new contract. Take that for that whatever you think, but it makes a wee bit of sense.
That might be it.
And in my opinion, if he does sign a new contract, it's like signing a new player. It's like signing a new player because he's been out for so long.
Feed is very laggy, guys. I'm sorry, guys, but we can't do anything about that.
There's something wrong with the internet. It must be the area. I don't know. Nothing's changed, and the internet's working fine here this side. So it must be is it the upload that causes that?
Must be some gremlins somewhere. But we'll get through it. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah. So who else we got?
Where are we? Kolak.
So the striker obviously played for Malmo a couple of years ago. Scored a great goal, unfortunately. Absolutely good finish, to be fair. But again, he looks decent. He took his goal. Wasn't a particularly great technical goal on Saturday, but took it well. Poacher. So
yeah. Well, that's the thing. But see, last season, how many times did Rangers annihilate teams but couldn't score the goal? The ball would hit the post, hit the bar. The ball was. See the great thing about Alan McCoy was he was scored with every part of his body. He was hitting the ball, take his arse or whatever and go in. And by all means, this guy, Kolak, he's one of these kind of poachers. Well, that's exactly what he does. So I definitely think he's going to be a big asset to Rangers, and also think he's going to be one of these players that's not scared to shoot. We really need this. We need to find different ways to break down teams.
Yeah, and we can't.
In Scottish football.
And we can't rely on just the one striker, and we need to have, obviously we get Kemar Roof coming back, hopefully, pre-season. We've got Morelos now, we've got Kolak. Obviously, is Sakala still at Rangers, isn't he?
Yes, Sakala's still there.
Well, the thing about what you said there, Gordon, is really important. I think Rangers have played something like 4 out of 5 finals without a European finals without a recognised striker. When you look at that, it's crazy. When we played in Manchester, Daniel Cousin had been injured. Suspended, couldn't play in the final. Chris Boyd was on the bench for some reason. And this final we didn't have the Buffalo. So I think you really need to have two quality players for every position. In my opinion, if we had Alfredo Morelos in the final or the Europa final, I think we would have won it. And that's how important it is to have a quality striker that's going to play beside Morelos or else cover him.
Also, you need to have, the ability to go to maybe like a 2 up front as well. I know modern game everyone plays 1 up front all the time, but I think if you're 0-0 with 20 minutes to go, which has happened at Ibrox quite a lot in the last couple of years, then it's good to bring on somebody with quality that can come on, that score goals.
100%. And if he's a different kind of striker, it's going to be different kinds of moves for us.
I think Marion's getting upset at the buffering.
There's nothing we can do about it. This side it looks alright, but there's nothing buffering here, so we don't know what's causing it. Everything's plugged in and rotten, so we'll just need to grin and bear it tonight.
We just need to grin and bear it, guys.
Let's hope Rangers on Saturday aren't buffering as much as the Gers TV tonight.
Yes,
but
we
will sort it out as soon as. So
right, Ridman.
Right,
Yilmaz.
Redmond,
Sorry.
Yilmaz, like Yilmaz.
Please never ask any of us to get any names on shirts for them.
Big Riddy.
Big Ruddy.
The Turkish Delight.
The guy has got a great write-up. I think we badly need to... The thing that we need to do this season is we need to strengthen the defence. We need to have a settled defence, and we need to stop leaking silly goals. And this passing the ball about the defence from the goalkeeper. It's all right to fancy football when it's working, but it's quite nerve-wracking at times, and it's causing us a lot of hassle. So I think this boy will settle in. He's going to be... They've got Borna Barisic there as well in that position, and the two of them fighting for that place. It can only get better, I think.
And Ben Davies.
And Ben Davies has came in as well.
So
aye.
I think that means that Borna's going to be away.
Who?
Borna's going to be away.
Aye.
Because
Aye.
if you're Borna Barisic right now, and you've seen Barisic go, you think to yourself, okay, I'm in the first team. Then you see two left backs getting signed in
That could be true.
4
you could be
days.
right. Plus the young boy is it Divine that plays that position as well. There's one of the
Yeah.
young players as well who's playing there quite well. But again, we need to take that defence up. We've also got Katic back. He's no my opinion.
Right,
Katic's a lot of people don't like him. I think he's one of my best